My brother was in metal bands too and shit. And his band, low key and shit, they painted their face too. It's called corpse paint and shit. Like where they paint that shit like all evil and shit. And they were the first ones like in the hood doing that shit, you know. So when they would see them, they'll trip out like, what the fuck? Who the fuck these evil ass fools? This shit with long, nice ass hair and shit, you know.
Is it called Cholo Goth and shit?
No, that was straight black metal. They had motherfuckers talking about some crazy shit like burning churches and shit. But like, I remember one time they were gonna play like one of their first shows and shit, and it was called Amp Rehearsal. It's like actual recording studio, but they had like a big ass basement and shit. And they were like in the elevator going up there, and it was Ice-T. You know what I mean? And he was in the elevator, Ice-T, and he looked at all their faces painted, and he's like, yo, that shit's fucking dope and shit. They're like, damn, they're tripping. I'm like, we just met Ice-T.
Oh, well, Ice-T, he's a rocked out fool,
body count.
Yeah, he's all rocked out, for sure.
Yeah,
okay, let me ask this question then. We can all answer this individually. Do you think, even though I guess it's called rock music, right? But like, do you think it's still some form of hip hop? Like,
oh, of course, hell yeah, no, definitely. I actually been wanting to throw some shit like that, but every time I hit up this hip hop local artist, like they get all hyped about it, but then they don't really.
Yeah, but I mean, not so much. I mean, but you know, like not like the sense of the word hip hop. We're thinking like, okay, rapping, and you know what I mean. But I'm just saying like these fools are rocking out, you know what I'm saying? But like they hip hop too, man, because it's just the way of life, the culture.
For everybody,
you know what I'm saying? But I mean, I listen to some of that shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like I know it might be a different type of band, but like POD band, like them fools look like straight essays, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Cypress Hill, like in the middle of like, I think they even had like
Core,
right. album one time.
I think that might be a little bit more West Coast on top of that.
Of course.
It was around the time like B.O. Rock Superstar,
yeah, because they had the album that was a hip hop, or the rap, and the rock album. Yeah, it was a double album.
But now you got everybody trying to do rock.
Right.
You got like Young Thug, and then you got Lil Wayne.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what, like, not because
they
did it.
That's the rock star lifestyle they're talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But it makes it hip hop, right?
Yeah. I mean, music can go in so many different ways.
360 views.
Agreed. You know what I mean?
Like, wow, I'm jumping around everybody's camera. I'm like, good.
But yeah, no, I think music is just, it can be cultural. It's for everybody. For me. That's why, like, when you're asking me this question about who out of the three, you know, like I can't say three, but I could say a bunch of bands. Like I could shout out Sage,
shout them out. That's what I'm getting at.
Let them know.
I'm trying to help you promote on this shit.
Shit, D.I. Boys, shout out to D.I. Boys too as well.
Okay, who's in the playlist though?
Who's on the playlist?
Who's in your playlist?
My playlist lately, today I was bumping to a lot of Von Kid, man. I wish those fuckers came back. That's a big band that I wish that I could bring back, man.
What is it?
Von Ken.
Von,
V-O-N.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that for the killer, right?
No, that's King Von.
Okay. He let this game.
Look him up, man. They're Eastside Boys, man. Those was sick as fuck, man. I wish they could come back, man.
Okay, so
Spelling Hands too as well. You know, there's a lot of bands, man.
I mean, so man, that day that we were out there on First Friday and shit, like I was telling the homie right out full painted face. He was playing.
He was wilding.
Bro,
he in the crowd like,
homie, I loved it, dog. I was like, I'm glad I'm front right here.
I think he even did like a flip.
Yeah, he was on the ground. He was doing the Homer Simpson and shit.
Yeah.
So, but
shout out homie Chops, dog.
Yeah, shout out Chops, homie. Hey, Chops, man. Go follow me, homie. The Have Nots. I'll follow you back. I'll show love.
Yeah, Have Nots. Make sure you guys fucking follow him back.
Well, Dave, what you think, man? You know what I mean? I know last time, I guess, you know, there was complication. Some shit happened. It shouldn't be that way this time. What are the little crazy questions that we got for the homie right here and shit?
Crazy questions? What bands are performing next show? Or what's the next show you got coming up?
Damn, you're making me think too much, and this hot box is fucking killing me.
What's the craziest shit that happened in one of your shows? You know, what fucking burnt down a car? Like, you know, somebody died. Like what? You know,
these shows where you don't even know what the fuck you expect. The other day, some kid got an ice bucket challenge, and then a while back, people jumping out of roofs. Crowd surfing from the roof to the fucking.
Oh, I seen that. That was in the pool. That fool was making the pool.
Did they catch him or not?
Some fucking fall and some get caught, bro. I don't know. To be honest.
I seen one time some fool jumped off a speaker and shit. He thought he was Superman. That fool they had to wheel that fool out like, damn.
No, but the mosh pits, bro. The
Yeah,
mosh pits
yeah,
sometimes
the
get
pits.
fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I mean,
seen
some
like
people
at your
get
events.
rowdy and take it too serious, too personal.
Oh,
and
okay,
shit.
okay.
Well, one time I was at
They're just mad at the
I
world,
was
dog.
at a
Don't even
Slayer
trip.
show
You know
at
what I mean?
the Arena.
Slayer's like the craziest
Slayer.
pit, no, I've
And
been
we were like on the top fucking balcony, you know?
Yeah.
All the homies were on the balcony, and we're like down in the bottom is the pit. And we're like, fuck, dog, we need to get closer, you know? So one of my homies goes and he's like, hey, fool, fuck it, I'm just gonna jump down from the balcony to the fucking bottom pit. You know? And I'm like, alright. And that fool goes, does
That was
it,
like
dog.
30 feet in the air and shit.
He goes, does it? And then out there, I'm looking at the other homies. I was like, is anybody gonna go with this fool? You know, and nobody wanted to do it. And I was like, all right, I'm not gonna let my homie hang. You know, I'm
You
gonna
jumped
fucking
off
jump with
too?
him.
Oh, you
So I
jumped.
went out the balcony, fool, and I fucking jumped into the pit. I fucked up my ankle, like to this day. I should.
I bet you did,
So I
dog.
fucked up my ankle. As soon as I landed, I fucking ran in and I started running into the pit. And when I was like started running in, another homie ended up jumping. And when that fool, like, I'm kind of getting up to, you know, from the floor to take out running, and this one lands, dog, and the fucking security goes and grabs this fool and shit, and I just ran to the pit, and I was right in the front. I went all the way to the front of the show. Like, I could see that fool Bruce King in the fucking front, like, the bald fool, the guitarist.
Oh, okay.
The one that passed away, no? He
Shit.
passed away.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah.
And that show was sick, fucking in the mosh pit with these big ass Nazi booths and just hella random people, you know?
Yo,
That show was
good,
dope,
nigga,
dog. We
buzz.
jumped on the fucking balcony. Shout out
Oh,
Doings.
Oh.
I put
Nice.
that up.
Yo.
So, how high do you think you were, dog?
Like 2 stories.
At least like the top of the building right here?
Yeah.
You were like, yeah,
Like if I
fuck.
jumped out the balcony right here on the top, you know?
Oh, so not too high then?
Yeah.
But on top, you're talking about up top.
On top, yeah. And
Yeah,
like
the roof.
And low key, I dangled off, so I like jumped over, and then I kind of slid down like that.
Like, hang
hit
drop
him
and shit. Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I jumped off, you know? So
You were
yeah,
like,
yeah, I gotta get
whoa.
the closest to the bottom I could get, you know? Yeah, it was sick,
Yeah.
dog. I was like, fuck it, I felt dope. Like, all right, that was a story for.
Hey, when
for
you
show,
when you were
know?
jumping off, everybody was just like, whoop. Did they move out of the way and shit?
And it
No.
was sick. Ice Earth, fucking
Ice
bunch
Earth?
of bands
Oh,
played.
shit.
Yeah,
That shit was
Slayer
cool.
and someone
Yeah.
I forgot who else. Lamb of God played.
Oh,
Like
fuck,
it was
those
a
are
dope
some
Yeah,
band.
I got
bands.
to see Slayer with Soulfly.
Oh,
And
that's
shit
sick.
at the Universal Amphitheater. And
Yeah.
yeah, like when the mosh pit came on, you start looking like, fuck, I need to get the fuck out of here. It was just like big ass like white biker dudes and shit.
they're
Like,
like,
fuck that. And I was like, shit, they might be ready. I need to get out of here before I get socked up. Like,
Yeah, that's wild, dog.
Damn.
Nah,
oh,
one
no,
time,
I
no.
can pass. Like, no, you can't
No.
fight. Like, you good.
You can fly.
I mean,
He's always laughing
a
at
crazy
that.
one that I just, you talking about this shit, I just remember when I used to play with Karumpa, now they're back in a while, I used to play percussions with them. And I remember Archer O was playing, and we already had opened up. And my dumbass went and jumped into the crowd and tried to crowd surf. And when I jumped into the crowd surf, like they grabbed me, and some security came, and he grabbed me. And as he grabbed me, I literally just kicked him in his face. And they kicked me out of the fucking event.
You're like, I just played.
I just played. Look, bro, tell me what. And they kicked me out. They said I couldn't come back in. And then I went out. I went to, because it was at the Mandalay Bay at the House of Blues.
Okay.
And then I went across the street, got me a fucking 12-pack. And when I came back, and I was like, I was just sitting by the machine. I was like, I went back to that same security. I'm like, hey, my stuff's in there. So if I can't get back in, can I get my stuff at least?
Yeah.
I need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, you know what? You come back in. I'm like, what? But I did kick him in the face, and that shit. I mean, that.
He had a big ass fucking blueprint right here. He's like, yeah, you can go back in, homie. yeah.
That's something crazy that I remember. I was like, whoa, what the fuck?
I've been to a lot of shows in the House of Blues, but I never done that. But
Yeah,
That's a dope venue. I like
yeah,
that spot.
because you kind of like go down, and then the stage is up right there. I seen Ozo Mali right there. I don't know if you guys know Ozo Mali. Yeah, and hey, when they came in, they didn't come in through the stage. They came in through like the back, to like where the bar is, and they came in like playing the fucking drums and percussion and shit.
Yeah.
And they were like moving all through the crowd and shit.
Like some matachina shit.
Yeah, dog. And then they got on stage and started doing the set.
Hey,
so.
you know, like,
That was a long time ago though. That was probably like
let's talk about like
2003.
some dope spots like you've been to shows. Like I remember, I've been going to shows since I was real little and shit. Cause my mom used to be part of the promotion
Hundreds.
also. I went to the one at the abandoned jail in
Oh,
LA
yeah.
and shit. The abandoned jail, they had a fucking rocker right there. It was like,
So that was like recently then, or?
nah, this shit was like way back in the days and
Oh, yeah.
shit. And I remember like people that couldn't get in because there's like train tracks right there. Like same thing
The
like I
jail
used to
that
say
was
like
on
people were
First Street?
using like human little like ladders like to
Oh,
get
yeah.
each other down there and shit. I was like, damn, like this was determined to get into
I think,
like.
I think they just reopened that shit again.
Was
And they
it the
did a
first
couple.
street jam?
Nah. Yeah,
What did you say, Ted?
It's like in
You can see like a
like Lincoln Park. It's like in Lincoln Park.
Yeah,
or some
I
shit
think
like
Born and Raised did an event there recently, and they had like 5,000 people. That you know that Channel 5 that weird
No,
That's
so it's
that
right
big
by
show,
there.
yeah.
You talking about the one right by the freeway?
The one with that big ass
It's
venue.
like right around that area.
Yeah, that's what
It's
I'm
in that
saying, that's what I'm
neighborhood.
saying.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
these places are they're old
No.
gems, bro.
Yeah.
There's like one here in Vegas that used to be here. It used to be called Eastside Joe's
Where's
on
that
the
at?
east side.
They
Where-
used to throw
and-
shows
And
there
they
and
should,
shit.
yeah, if everybody like, I'm pretty sure people that if I just said it right
Yeah.
now, people gonna be like, oh shit, Eastside.
Well, I'm trying to think of that. Where's
Shit,
that
Eastside
at? I'm
Joe's.
from
Fuck, I
Vegas.
forgot the
so-
main streets. I'm fucking a little too high.
And
bro.
what are they?
What's in Highland Park? What's in Highland Park? What's over there? That's the show you're talking about?
He's probably talking about the bandit
Bandit
jail.
jail.
There'll be a bunch of movies up in that shit too.
That shit
Like,
was getting crazy though.
yeah, no, that was one of those.